right, and we all set. We're good to go.
We're here.
All right. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Shalom, shalom, shalom.
Yes.
What's good?
Episode 2.
Episode 2. That's right.
Family Time Podcast.
Family Time Podcast. Episode 2.
That's right.
Dose. Dirt.
Wait, duh.
What language was
Is that a duh? It's a
French.
Okay.
No, we'll take it.
Dirt.
Durga.
Anyway, we're here. Thank God for another day. Thank God for episode 2, man. We got one down, one in the books already.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we back already, like we've been here.
Yep.
And we'd like to welcome our family to the podcast, you know what I'm saying, to take out some time to spend with us. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to everybody that's paying attention. You know what I'm saying? Glad to have y'all. I'm glad to see y'all too. Beautiful faces today.
Yeah.
Around the family time community table here.
Right.
Yep.
Of course, I am Big Joe, Papa Joe, Joey Bless, you know what I'm saying? And this is Family Time Podcast, and we're going to have a good time. We're celebrating our second episode, like I said, and we're going to get into it shortly. Everybody want to say hello to the people?
Hello, people. It's me, Not You Not.
Yeah.
The one and only.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What's going on, y'all? This your boy Blackgalaga. Y'all might notice some new ink going on. Me and Natural Nat been working on our tattoo game. We very into tattoos and art as a whole, and got ourselves a tattoo machine and started doing some work. So real soon we'll be expecting some clients.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, they already had a couple of clients.
Yeah.
Me being one of them.
Yeah.
And, I got myself inked up too. You know what I'm saying? A little something going on, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you can see it. But I got inked up, man. I'm in the game now.
I'm gonna put some behind the scenes footage of
of that moment, that experience.
They just thought you was
Let
doing a
the
tap
people
out
see it.
session.
That was a tap out.
It was first finger.
And I'll bleep out that cuss word too.
It was just one.
It wasn't one of the hard ones either.
Can you really judge?
The way I said it was hard.
Yeah, it was hard.
Yeah, that thing was serious, man.
Right.
But yeah, man, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Got some things to talk about today, and again, we're just grateful to God for everything that He's doing with this family. Y'all gotta stay tuned because we got some magnificent guests that's going to be stopping through here soon.
Yeah.
Really, you need to pay attention. Like, we got some great people that's coming by to sit in with us and, just have a conversation soon. So y'all just want to be on the lookout for that. Oh, and if you guys have any questions, ideas, comments, concerns, please comment on the video. However, we also have an email address.
We do. That email is Family Time Podcast. That's one word, Family Time Podcast at Outlook.com.
Yeah, and I'll also include that in the description of the video as well. So if you have any in-depth questions or concerns, comments, anything, you can use the comment section or that email address.
Yeah. Or maybe you want to be a guest and got some topics. Definitely shoot us an email.
And if you're going to do that as well, if you would like to be a guest, if you have a special talent or business or anything that you would like to promote, please include some of whatever it is that you do. So if you have a social media link, YouTube channel, Apple Music link, or whatever it is, just send us a little bit about what it is that you do so that we can be better prepared.
Yeah.
And on that note, anything positive
Yeah.
that you want to send. We're not about censoring material,
Yeah.
but it's got to be positive because it's a family show.
Yeah.
I mean, family time, for goodness sake. But, anything positive. And we really have one rule when it comes to the creativity part of it. Is just no profanity. We want to keep the junk clean so anybody can watch it at any time. We don't have to worry about bleeping or editing anything as far as that's concerned. We agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, cool. So, man, I just want to jump right into it. I really was going back and forth about whether I wanted to talk about this, but I have to, period. And I know that people have heard about this story, and I know that a lot of people have seen the footage from this story. I myself have not seen the footage. I saw what I needed to see.
Yeah.
I know what happened. Some people feel like you need to watch it. I really, I gotta flow with where the Holy Spirit is leading me.
Yeah.
If He lead me not to watch it, I'm not gonna look at it because it's gonna disturb and vex my spirit. It's already disturbing enough mentally. It'll make you sick if you let it. And I think everybody knows what I'm talking about. The footage of our sister Sonia Massey in Illinois. Horrible situation. And it's like more of the same.
Yep.
More of the same. Like, where is the justice in this country, man? Like, so just to kind of summarize it for anybody who has not seen it or knows about what happened, young lady calls 911. The police respond to come to her home. They get to the house, and one of the police is kind of, guess, rubbing her the wrong way.
Condescending.
Talking to her condescendingly and stuff like that, and
aggressive.
She was nervous because, you know what I mean? I mean, most people get nervous when the cops are around, even if you know you didn't do anything or whatever. A lot of people get nervous just because of their presence, right? So I believe she had something cooking on the stove, and she went over into the kitchen area, and whatever it was, I don't know if it was hot water or what. The cop said something to her, and she said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." Next thing I know, I heard the guy say, "I'm gonna shoot you. I'll blank shoot you in the face," or something to that nature. I turned the video off. What happened was he did exactly what he said he was going to do. He shot the lady in the face, and his partners was trying to administer first aid, CPR, what have you, and they're saying that you can hear him on the tape saying, "No, don't."
No, because she's already gone.
It's disgusting.
And so it's just yet another life gone. Yes, another black life gone. And I'm not going to get into semantics about this happens to everybody. I'm not going to get into it's not a race thing. I'm not getting into none of that. It is what it is. Okay?
Yeah.
This cop killed this innocent person in their home. This person who called the police for assistance was murdered in her home by the police that she called for help.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken, he's the one, he told her to get the pot of water, like asked her what that was over there.
Yeah, because he said something about he didn't want to burn the house down or something like that.
Right.
So yeah.
That's sad.
Killed by the police that are here to protect and serve.
Yeah.
And all he seemed to do was try to basically protect itself from something that wasn't even a threat.
It wasn't even a threat.
And it's crazy how, like, these police officers, they don't know how to deal with people with mental issue cases, or they're here to protect and serve the community, but they're not even a part of these communities that they policing. Like, not to get into like a race thing, but there are different cultures, and sometimes you have to be of a certain culture to be able to understand people more.
Relate to them.
And relate to them, right? Yeah. And honestly, this wasn't even the case of that. I'm just saying just in general, but you have to be able to assess the situation, especially being a police officer. There were plenty of other options that he had. I don't think he should have, used force, but if you have to, at the very least, a taser. If you have to shoot, you have to shoot to kill. Like, they're just, I don't know if it's like that they're blatantly racist every time, or if they're just afraid of black people or what, but it's the same old thing over and over again, and it always get brushed under the rug. Unfortunately, because this was someone who was important to some other people, and just another name that's added to the list of people who've lost their lives at the hand of the police.
Yeah, yeah.
It's crazy, man.
And I just want to say, I'm not against the police. I'm not one of them people that thinks, all the police are bad. But the ones who are bad. Period.
Yep.
One of my best friends was a DC cop. I have a cousin who was a DC cop.
Yeah.
Friends of mine who work in PG County Police, etc. And these are people I know for a fact ain't doing this type of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you got people who are. Let's just look at it like this. It's racism. It could be blatant racism where you just got a white cop who hates black people and their lives don't matter and he's just gonna kill no matter. That's just his whole agenda.
Yeah.
Or it's still racism when you got a white cop who doesn't walk around with a rebel flag and a KKK outfit on, but who was scared of black people because they black.
Yep.
That's racism.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? And so either way, it's demonizing black people. It's making them look like they're monsters. We're monsters. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's like any move, any sudden move, or anything we do is a threat.
Yep.
But this situation was horrible, man. And it's like one thing I have to say is they're saying that this guy's been charged with first-degree murder.
Yeah.
I am very glad to hear that, at least. Because we done seen it where there was no charges or a slap on the wrist or some type of thing,
Administrative paid leave.
Yeah, what's that? That's like a
paid vacation.
Right.
Paid vacation.
That's PCO. You know what I'm saying? So
it's crazy.
I just want to say, my prayers are with the family.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the family, her friends, or loved ones, everybody. My prayers are with our people.
Yeah.
My prayers are with just the people in this country, period, because this country is like a powder keg right now, and we got an election year. We already know what kind of stuff that's sparking. I refuse to get into that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's empowering people to do stuff that they wouldn't normally feel tough enough to do.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So, we gotta stay vigilant. The word says to watch as well as pray. You gotta watch what's going on around us and take notice to how the word is unfolding in front of us.
Yeah.
And just I'm pretty done with that topic, but I want to kind of segue into, like I said, we got some very good guests coming up soon. One of our guests that will be coming up soon is my man Mustafa from DC Decades. Among other things he does, he has a page on Instagram called DC Decades. You got to check this brother out. Anything Black history dealing with DC, this brother is on it. He is very nostalgic, stuff that he puts up, and he's from my era, so we kind of clicked up real good. And I'm glad to call him a friend right now and a brother. He's gonna be stopping through, but I brought his name up because he did an event not too long ago, and I think it was at UDC, and it was called Officer Friendly. I don't know if you guys had this when y'all were younger, but when I was younger, it was like a program called Officer Friendly.
I had that.
You remember that? The police would come to the school, talk to the kids, and just engage with the children and engage with the neighborhoods and stuff like that. Yeah. As a way to say, hey, we are here. We're part of your neighborhood. We are here to protect and serve. Yeah. So I'm gonna talk to him about that, etc. But we need people to police the people who they can relate to.
Yeah, right.
That's common sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not about segregation or anything like that. It's about being able to relate to the people.
Yeah. You shouldn't just be showing up just to shoot or arrest somebody, or arrest and then shoot them. Like, you're supposed to know your community, know the people who you're policing's character, know the people that are around you, so that you can best do your job. That's like it's like coming into a team and you making it a dictatorship. Everybody just do what I say and shut up,
Right.
or you're gonna face consequences, or I'm gonna
Right.
trade you, or whatever analogy you want to use. And I don't believe in the street code or street politics and stuff like that, but I see why people don't want to call the police, if I'm being honest with you. Like, I'd rather take matters into my own hands and just fight those chances versus the person getting away and then you coming to kill me.
Right.
So, I mean, I definitely see both sides of it, but
Yeah.
you just got to stay prayed up, still continue to pray for our leaders, pray for the police,
Yeah.
pray for the victims, and this world's just sick and it's not going to get any better, but still got to keep the prayers going.
Got to. The time is getting short, man. So, and like you said, we got to pray for our leaders, pray for each other, and just that's it on that particular topic. We can segue into something a little lighter if we could.
Yeah.
Blessings from the Most High make this man gifted. Blessings from the Most High make this man gifted. Blessings from the Most High make this man gifted. Blessings from the Most High make this man gifted. They like, Joey, you still rhyming, homie? I'm like, yeah, we still need that real, don't we? So I keep spitting.
All right, so I wanted to kind of segue into a different topic. I'm big on accountability and owning up to just life choices, decisions that you make, good or bad, because we all have a past. We all have just different perspectives, different experiences, and things like that. That's what makes us different. And there is no right or wrong path as long as we take ownership of what it is that we've done to put us on the track that we're on. And of course, through Christ, we can all be redeemed as well. But I wanted to touch on just life choices because, sometimes you might have a circumstance where it may feel that you have little to no choices but to do the right thing to provide for your family, or you may have to, do something that is illegally or morally wrong, but to be able to make ends meet, you are doing that for the betterment, or at least mentally you think it's for the betterment of your situation. And I wanted to know what y'all thoughts was on that. Me personally, just about my past, I was raised in a 2-parent household, and I was brought up as a Christian, and from a young age, morals and values were instilled into me. And it's impossible to teach your kids about every little thing and like every right decision that you can possibly make. But what I will say is, if you instill, at least biblically, principles and morals into your child, it would kind of, they would at least have that conviction of the Holy Spirit that's inside of them to help lead them and guide them along their life. And that's a lot of where my decision making came from. I definitely wasn't perfect, and I definitely have my share of like big mistakes that I've made, but I think having those morals instilled in me allowed me to balance out right and wrong. And when I have done wrong, I try my best to go back and make those things right at the end, whether it's against a person or against myself or even against God. I try to always go back and clean that stuff up. But what do y'all think about just consequences of your actions and going back to take accountability for things?
You want to say something?
No, go ahead, Papa.
I agree wholeheartedly, man. Like, we do things, and sometimes we feel like we can get away with it.
Yeah.
And not all the time we can get away with it.
Yep.
I can tell you firsthand about myself. When you say like, sometimes you feel like you have to do the wrong thing, but it's for what you think is the right reason.
Right.
I can attest to that. I've done it before. Like when things got real hairy at one time.
Yeah.
Real hairy. You know what I'm saying? And you didn't notice at the time, but I did a few illegal things.
Yeah.
Because it was like, I couldn't find a job. I got laid off.
Yeah.
I couldn't find a job. I didn't know, I was borrowed out, so I wasn't going to just go around keep borrowing money from people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I had to do something.
Yeah.
This is my mindset. And so I chose, it's a choice still, to do certain things that I would never do, at this where I'm at in my life now.
Yeah.
And when I did those things, guess what? It was a very, very, very temporary fix.
Yeah.
It didn't really fix the situation at all.
Yeah.
It helped for maybe a very short time span that just really didn't even matter. So, but the thing I can say about that is, and I thank God for this, that, I didn't get caught in my mess, at that time, because that would have been disastrous.
Yeah.
And then I've been through that, like a lot of my life. When I come from a good home, even though my mom basically raised me as a single parent. My pops was in and out. We were estranged for a while till I got older. And then, that was my man. But, she raised me as a single mother.
Yeah.
So when we had moved from Maryland to North Carolina, once I graduated high school and moved back here to PG County, I got buck wild, man. I got buck wild. I was in the streets. I was doing all types of stuff on the block, if you want to use your imagination for that. I was, and me and several of my cousins was doing some stuff. And the reason I'm bringing that up
The main names.
no.
No names.
The reason I'm bringing that up is because it shows you the redemption factor, okay? We all was doing stuff together. And what happened was there was a huge raid and a lot of my cousins got sent up. I didn't. I got away from that. They wasn't looking for me or nothing. I just got away. Came back up to PG County because I was between PG and then another section of Maryland. But I got away. And my cousins, they did their bids. And guess what? All of them came home from their bids and ended up living a very successful life.
Yeah.
So the thing is, you might get into some stuff, do some stuff that you catch the consequences and repercussions about,
Yeah.
but that's not the end of the story.
Yeah.
I got a question for you, baby boy.
Yeah.
Because you said borrowing a little bit earlier. As a Christian, as a man of God, and I don't know if this is a matter of personal opinion or where this will come from, but when it comes down to your life choices starting to affect others, grace and mercy is something that God provides to us. He forgives us for our sins. And we're supposed to extend that same grace and mercies to others. Now, when it comes to being there to help clean up a mess that somebody else has made based on their own life choices, as a Christian, as a man of God, how do you determine how many times you'll be there for somebody?
Well, first of all, being there for somebody doesn't mean giving them the money that they asked me for.
Yeah.
I had to learn that the hard way, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you give them the money, you're crippling them more.
Yeah.
And like I said, so if God is trying to do something in somebody's life,
Yeah.
sometimes when you move out of your feelings and your emotions, you can get in the way of what God is trying to do.
Yeah.
So if this person, he's got them running into this brick wall because he wants them to learn something and he wants to build something up in them in the process.
Yeah.
And here you come bailing them out of the situation. You just stepped into something you shouldn't be into.
Yeah.
So the answer to that is you gotta go follow what God is saying. I'm not gonna say people say follow your gut. No, you gotta be led by God when you do these things.
And I agree with that because there's no such thing as in a way, but not, some decisions being far worse than others. It goes back to life choices and accountability. We got to pray about every decision that we make because you may be the one that's helping somebody clean up the mess of a situation that they got themselves in, but now you're yourself is in a situation financially, or your energy is drained because you keep being there for them, and now you're in a bit of a crunch yourself because you're not making the best decisions, and now you're paying for something that you decided to do versus what God told you to do. So thank you for that. Yeah.
I
Man.
can attest to all of that,
Man. But it just goes back to the fact that we all got to pray about every decision that we make. Like, you know, my great grandfather used to do, or your grandfather, you know, used to do. You had a light, Lord, which way do I need to go? Is it left or is it right? You know, Lord, what you want me to start off my day by doing? Because there's no such thing as consulting God too much.
No.
So
He actually wants us to.
Yeah.
And I used to think that was so ridiculous. You know, my granddad asking the Lord which way should he turn at the light.
yeah,
There was no
Lord,
GPS
let me-
back then. That's important.
yeah.
True. Wow.
Yeah.
That was his GPS.
That's the best person to ask.
Yep.
God's perfect system. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah.
But yeah, you gotta, you know, I'm learning more and more. I definitely don't have that down pat at all.
Me neither.
I still be moving all out of pocket and gotta get sat down, gotta get scolded.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the word says he chastens those whom he loves.
Yeah,
It's like our kids. You're gonna get on them. If you love them, you gotta get on them. And something you said, the word says, train up a child in the way that they should go.
Yeah.
And when they get older, they will not depart from it.
Yeah, we were just talking about this the other day.
And this is what you know you just said, but it doesn't mean they're not going to get in trouble. It
Right.
don't mean they're not going to whatever.
Yeah,
But depart means they're going to, at some point, the Holy Spirit is going to convict them.
yeah,
And if they listen, they'll come back sooner than later.
yeah. And this is the last thing, unless y'all have anything else y'all wanted to add to this. Me and Natasha were talking the other day, and I can't remember the scripture that talks about this, but no sin is better or worse than the other one. But, you know, if you murder somebody, you're doing that for selfish desires, or if you rape somebody, or, you know, whatever the case is. But if a man is hungry and he goes and steals, morally, like, you're doing that for, like, you're doing that not necessarily for, like, to harm somebody or anything. You're just going to try to survive, right? What scripture was that again?
I'm going to have to revisit that one, son.
Okay. Well, if y'all know, put it in the comment section.
Yeah, please do, because I can't. You might be referring to when was Jesus involved in this, or was it David, King David?
I can't remember.
Because so I know one time certain things it was against the law to do certain things on the Sabbath
Yeah.
day.
Was it
And
Ezekiel?
hmm?
Ezekiel?
I can't remember. I really can't remember. I'm just the story. I can kind of remember it. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was King David. And there's certain things that you're not supposed to do on the Sabbath day. And they questioned Jesus about something he did. I think he might have healed somebody. And they're like, "Oh, he healed somebody on the Sabbath day. See, he's breaking the law." And then he basically had to come at them like, "Well, listen, is it better to heal somebody on the Sabbath day, or just, you know, let the person just..." And he went back to the story about David. David and his men, they were on the run, I believe, from King Saul, and they were hungry. So they came upon a temple, and the temple had some bread up on the altar. So they went and they ate the bread. So, like, is it a sin for them or a crime for them to eat that bread and keep themselves alive? Or would it be better for them to leave that bread because it's part of the ceremony or the ritual? You know what I'm saying? So you gotta weigh the options, and that's what God weighs our hearts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he knows people use that as an excuse to, like, "Oh, I'm going to continue to do this, but God knows my heart." No, God does know your heart, so you need to really start trying to stop doing that stuff and give your heart to Him.
Yeah.
Perspective, your perception is ill. Chill. When I was just a little lad in school, I faced hate. I remember earliest back as the first grade. I was always different and wanted that way because my pathway was different from all my classmates. I never wanted to lose myself to find a new friend.
All right, here we go. This next topic that we wanted to get into is surrounding relationships, and we can come from different aspects about relationships, but I think the one that I wanted to tackle today was talking about when is the right time to take that relationship to the next level. And I think we were watching Family or Fiance or one of those types of shows.
I think it was Family Fiance.
Yeah. And they were talking about money the whole time. Money. And they were like, they were doing like a priority list. What was important for them to be successful and have a thriving relationship and marriage. And I think he had like baby up here and house and all career, like all this stuff.
Playtime. What was the other one?
It was time to go out and have fun or something like that. But finances was either, I don't even think it was on the list at all.
It might have been number 5.
Number 5, that was the 5th most important thing. And it made us think, like, when it comes to finances, how much of a role does that play in a relationship and in a marriage? And my opinion is it plays a huge role when it comes to marriage. Now, you can be in a relationship, in my opinion, with someone once you're mature enough to handle a relationship. But when it comes to marriage, there are a few things that you just have to have in order before you make that next step. And I feel like you're not gonna fully be like the best version of yourself. Like, all right, I'm right here at my best self. Now let's get married, because you can still learn and grow as you get married. But just speaking on the financial part, I think whatever agreement y'all worked out, whether it's one person's gonna work and the other one stays home, or both of y'all gonna work, or however you work out, your financial situation, you have to like plan, okay, we want to live here, so this is how much it's going to cost. We both need to be pulling in maybe 3 times as much as the rent, so that way we can set aside money, or whatever agreement it is that y'all have. I just think it should be more of a priority before you get married, because then, some people don't want to just do courthouse weddings. They want to go and like spend money and go have an actual event and a venue and have a guest list and all this stuff, which is going to cost money too. You might want to have kids, you might want to travel. There are different expenses that comes with getting married and having a marriage and having a wedding and all that stuff. So financially, I think you should be at a certain point before you take that next step. But again, with a relationship, I don't think there's a financial criteria at that time. Yeah. What y'all think?
I agree for the most part.
Okay.
I do think that to even be in a relationship, you have to. It's no way to put like a mark, where you need to be, but I think there has to be some sense of financial stability, so that things don't feel like unstable. Like those are conversations that probably should be had before you even get into a relationship, so it can potentially eliminate any type of financial problems or something, because a lot of times it's not a discussion before people jump into relationships, but you got all these expectations in the back end. So I think it's important before you even get into a relationship to have some type of stability financially.
I mean, so when it comes to like a high school relationship, how do you feel about that? Like, we both are of a certain age, maybe 16, 17, we like each other. How do you think it's like somewhat important to at least be able to court the girl accordingly? Or
high school relationship at that moment is cute. It's not like, I don't even think you have to be in a relationship in high school. I think it's just the thing to do, and your high school sweetheart or whatever the case may be. But in high school, how can you really have financial? I don't know.
I feel like to a certain degree, and that's why I was saying for marriage, because if me and you met when we was in high school,
we should be doing school, not being in a relationship.
But if you're in school, you taking care of your responsibilities, and you just really find the right person that you love, and you can tell like, this is my person, and I don't want to let them go. I feel like it's okay to be in a relationship when it's like that. Not like, oh, I like you and let's just play around and all that type of stuff. But if you really find the person that you can feel yourself like pursuing and like seeing a future with that person, I think it's okay with pursuing them. And I think it's nice to have a job. It's like a little part-time job or something like that. Like if y'all talking senior year or even 11th grade, to where if y'all do go out, you can cover the popcorn or something like that. But it really, really gets serious later on down the line when y'all are like in real life. But yeah, I think it's cool for high school too. What do you think, baby boy?
I mean, look, first of all, there's no formula for none of it.
Yeah.
Ain't no formula for none of
No rule
it.
book.
And I think it's depends on the maturity level of the people involved.
Yeah.
So, for instance, my maturity level versus your mother's maturity level in high school, it wouldn't work.
Oh boy.
Right? So, but when we met and our relationship started, a good thing that could have happened or should have happened that you see in retrospect is, yes, your finances should have been locked in
Yeah.
before getting married.
Yeah.
Because once you get married,
It's the real deal.
it's the real
Yeah.
deal.
In it to win it.
This ain't college, this the NBA. I know you
Yeah.
relate to
Right.
that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to be able to. When I say it's no formula, actually there is a formula when it comes to really all relationships, but marriage especially. And the formula is God,
Yep. Yeah.
husband, and wife.
Yeah.
That's the formula.
Yeah.
The marriage is not between you two, it's between you three.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so if you allow God to lead y'all in the marriage, then you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But if you don't, you're gonna run into all types of stuff.
Yeah.
And if y'all are meant to be together, then y'all, man, your mother went through so much stuff after we said I do, right? She hung in there with me.
Yeah. That's what's
I learned so much stuff, just being with her.
Yeah.
Because prior to her, I had never been in a real relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was out there doing whatever you call it. And high school, no real relationship. Oh, that's my girlfriend. Nothing was real
Yeah.
until I met your mom. You know what I'm saying? And so, because of that, I didn't know all of the things that I should have known
Yeah.
going into the marriage. So once we got married, and then you came along shortly thereafter.
Yeah.
It's just you have to be ready for it. It's like when you were in school.
Yeah.
I think they should teach financial literacy.
Yeah. In high school.
They should
Yeah.
teach that in high school, right?
Mhm.
So that you are prepared for the real world. You're not prepared for the real world knowing trigonometry.
Right.
If you don't know how to deal with money.
Right.
Yeah.
How you gonna get it?
Right. You know what I'm saying?
They gonna count money you don't have.
So that being said,
Yeah.
if they teach you that in school, when you get into the relationships, y'all done both went through school, learned financial literacy, y'all coming in at a whole nother level than
Yeah.
somebody who doesn't know.
Yeah.
So it's very important.
And I think two things. One thing that you said that was important is sticking it through. Because when you're married, if you're in a relationship and if you're married, whatever, you're gonna go through some things, and that doesn't mean it's always financial. It can be whatever it is. But as long as you're not dealing with something that involves like vows being broken, where
Right.
you're abusive, you're cheating, or you just doing something like that are conflicting with the vows that you have made between you two and God, then I believe that you can always work it out and press through past it. And y'all should be able to grow together and learn from each other. And it goes back to accountability. Nobody's bigger than the other person in the marriage.
Yeah.
You should be able to talk to each other, communicate on the level y'all need to communicate, plan, let God lead y'all. It goes back to praying about every decision that you make, and then executing, because God will bless your marriage, and He doesn't want y'all to struggle and want y'all to go through things that you shouldn't have to go through. So, one, it's about keeping God first. Two, it's about being with the right person you're supposed to be with.
Yes,
And
very
three, it's
important.
about that accountability and executing, whatever it is that God has laid out for you to do.
That's right.
But the other thing is, I would say, in addition to the financial literacy courses in school, I learned a lot at home.
Yes.
Just like I don't think I learned anything about money in school, but when it came to like just the do's and don'ts, how to be smart, how to, set some things aside, and just really balancing your money, taking care of priorities too, prioritizing first before having fun. And I learned all that stuff at home. So I think it's also important as parents to be able to pay that forward to your children. And if you don't know it, it's important to learn it and then share that same knowledge with your kids too.
I agree.
Yeah. Y'all have anything else y'all want to add on that one?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay.
I just want to say that, you got the cheat code at home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We already been through,
Yeah.
And still went through certain things that you were able to see and see how we came through it, not how we fell apart, but how we stuck through it together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As husband and wife, and as a family all together.
Yeah.
You do what you got to do to make it work.
Yeah.
And you stand still when God says stand still.
Yep.
You move when He says move.
That's right.
And that is the formula.
Yeah.
And this is a little bit off topic, but this is just for the children of those who might have had some financial issues. It's a team. Everybody's a team. We all are on the same team.
Yeah.
You can't place blame or point fingers and hold grudges and stuff like that. You look at where you are right then, you pray and see how it is you can jump in and get this thing where it needs to be. And start to pray and release any resentment, hatred, grudges, or anything that you have, because it's not a thing of my parents just did all this stuff to me and now that's why I'm this way. Everybody has a path, just like we talked about accountability and talked about in the last segment of growing and decision making. We all got different decisions that we make that might have repercussions that come with it. It's just a part of like how you learn from it to pay it forward, and how we can all continue to work as a team and grow together and grow in our relationship with God. So I just wanted to throw that in there too.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
And we're at the end of this episode, but that kind of makes me segue back into the shameless plug.
Yeah.
We're gonna have some great guests coming up. Y'all gotta stay tuned. Talking about flipping the situation around and profiting, moving forward, being prosperous.
Yeah.
We got guests that are coming on that can talk about that.
Yeah.
Shout out to my man 20 Bello.
Yep.
He's got his own company, Bello Burn Hot Sauce, among other things that this brother does in the community. We're gonna have him on soon. Like I said, we're gonna have Mustafa from DC Decades. Also, I want to get your Uncle Jeff on here.
Oh yeah,
he got a story to tell.
Real good
What I'm saying?
Yeah.
Good brother of mine from Sea Pleasant.
Yeah.
Man, we got, and listen, that's the tip of the iceberg. We got more and more. We're gonna just try to keep getting better and better and better. Have people come through and have a conversation.
That's right. That's
what
right.
I'm saying?
Before we end it too, what kind of hat you wearing?
Oh, shout out to my little bro. You know what I'm saying? Your Uncle Rick.
Yeah.
Lil Rick, aka Supernova Slick, aka Icky Slick. This is his company is called Movemental.
Yeah.
They killing it down in North Carolina, man. And he blessed us with some gear. Definitely gotta shout him out. We'll have him on sometime soon too.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a lot of stuff in the works, man. We got so I can't even start no shout outs because you know how many people we got down with us. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. We got some good stuff going on.
That's
Not
right.
to mention our music.
Yeah.
That's not stopping, period.
Yeah, we got a whole lot. We got our music that we're working on. I got a show coming up this Saturday. Project dropping at the end of the year. And stay tuned, because me and my beautiful wife have a restaurant as well that will be coming, Lord willing, very, very soon. Heedy and Sweets. Just remember that name. That's right.
Can't wait. And their food is impeccable. Right. You know what I'm saying? So definitely. And you got 2 singles out, man. What were you telling them about that?
Oh yeah, we have
2 singles.
2 singles, and actually the 3rd single is dropping this Friday this Friday on the 26th. The previous singles came out on June 17th for my birthday. It's entitled Pay Attention to Detail. 2 of my favorite songs that I've ever done on that one is called Repent. somewhat of a trappy type of beat. You know, just really hitting home with the lyrics, and you can feel it. Head Nodder, and the other one is a more emotionally driven song called Chill. Kind of chronologically talking about some events that happened in my life and where my head was at that time. And yeah, so the following day after this drops on the 26th. The day this actually drops is going to be when the single with King Tiz entitled Different is coming out. With the video, it's going to be on all streaming platforms and services. We'll have all the links and everything prepared for you. But yeah, that's it. We got a lot of things going on.
Yeah. And your boy still got a single out there that's still, the numbers still going up, snowballing slowly, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man, DJ RBI.
Yeah.
We got a single out called Gifted. The video was shot by my son.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's his hip-hop classic, you know what I'm saying, if you ask me.
That's right, it is.
His joint is beats and rhymes, baby, over a crazy video backdrop. So, you know, y'all need to check us out, man.
Yeah.
We're not playing.
That's right. But until next time, I'm Blackgalaga.
I'm Natural Nat.
Hey.
I'm Big Joey Bless. Shalom.
Yes, all right, y'all. All right. That was good.